Hey everyone, welcome back. Today is probably my favorite day of the year, and that is planting our garden. So I have a few of my cold crop stuff already planted. I've had those planted for I'd say about 3 weeks, but now it's time to plant the rest of the garden. So I'm going to go through and show you what tomatoes I'm planting and pretty much whatever else I'm planting. I am missing a few things because this weekend I'll be picking up some more, but for now, yeah, I'll just show you what I'm planting. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my tomatoes that I have. I have some that I bought from nurseries and some that I grew from seed. So yeah, I have several different varieties. Next year I'd like to do a lot more variety, but this year with my garden being the size it is, I pretty much grew mostly what I'm gonna use. So I didn't really do a ton of experimenting, but I do have some new ones that I have never grown before. And so I'm super excited to try those out. So right here, I have a San Marzano. I think that's how you say it. This one I bought from a local plant sale, and it kind of struggled. It looked like it wasn't hardened off all the way, and I might have shocked it a bit, but it should be fine. And then this one is an early girl. This is the same plant sale. Once again, these are the only two that really look like this, so kind of weird. Okay, and these are the ones that I actually started from seed. I just reuse these little nursery containers, but this is a determinate red cherry tomato, and I had about 25 of these. I'm going to be giving a lot away, and then um, I'll also be planting a lot. So yeah, I think these were a burpee pack of seeds. I can't quite remember. And right here, I have my yellow cherry tomatoes that I started back from seed in March. And this is a pack of seeds from Botanical Interests. And this will grow in a really compact, actually probably much more compact than the red cherry. They get about 15 to 18 inches tall and about 18 inches to 20 inches wide. So this is another determinate variety. And the difference between a determinate and indeterminate is an indeterminate just will keep growing. It can grow easily over 10 feet tall. And a determinate, which is what this is, these will grow in a more compact style. So it's great for patio gardening. Here are a couple of the different varieties that I've actually never done. This is a pink girl, an indeterminate. It gets 7 to 8 ounces. Never grown that one. This one is just your beef master. So those are just really big tomatoes, which are great for canning. This is a Cherokee purple. I think I've grown this one before, but I cannot remember. Yeah, I'm excited to grow this one. This one I'm probably the most excited for. This is pineapple. Looks like they get huge too. They get up to 2 pounds. That one looks really great. And then I have a black cherry. And then I think this is just, yeah, early girl, which I have 2 of them. And then this one I've never grown before. It's called New Girl. It looks very similar to the early girl. So it seems like they're pretty similar. And these two I got together at the same nursery. So they almost kind of look alike too, the plants right now. Also, I feel kind of spoiled because I live about, I would say maybe like a half a mile from my favorite plant nursery, and they have the best varieties of tomatoes. They probably only have I would say like 20 varieties, but the varieties that they have some pretty unique ones that sometimes you can only find from specialty growers. So I love going up there. I mean, I can literally walk there. Absolutely love it. So I get tons of my plants from there, and I also just love supporting local if I can. So okay, and over here is just a whole bunch of stuff. So I have a ton of stuff already planted, but this is kind of just the rest of what's left. So this is a parsley that my daughter has absolutely pruned to death from eating. She loves it. This is nasturtium, which needs to go in the ground like now. This is, I believe these are peppers. There are 2 jalapenos. Here is some, these are cayenne peppers. I started these from seed back in March. I'll probably get rid of this little guy. He looks like he's not doing too well. And then I have tons of basil. This is a Genovese basil, and this is my favorite variety of basil. It's definitely one that I will be growing every single year, and these leaves will get way bigger too. And this is coleus. I had about 12 to 15 of these. I've actually already planted most of them, and they are doing really well. And then here are some of my marigolds. These are the red night marigolds. They're gorgeous. I'll show you guys what they're looking like right now. This is what they're looking like so far, which I just love these colors on the end. I think they're so pretty. What I actually did in this planter is I put my marigolds. These are called the lemon gem. They actually might get too big for this planter, but I don't know. We'll try. And then I put it with a coleus, and then I just kind of rotated them. And this is, I think this is Queen Sophia or Red Knight. Now I can't remember, but this one's the Red Knight. Okay, and then right here I have an acorn squash table ace. So I'm going to be planting some from seed too, but I thought I would just pick up a plant because I was there and this one looked so healthy. So I'll plant this one along with some seeds as well. Then I have some cilantro, which is kind of going crazy. It looks really great. It's kind of been sitting outside for a while. I'm just going to get it in the ground. That will go in the ground today. Then here's another coleus. I did a mixed pack, so I have, several different kind of looks. And then this is more red night marigolds. I have so many marigolds. They're going to be everywhere, but that's okay. I loved these ones last year, so they're really pretty. So yeah, guys, here is all of the rest of what I'm planting. Yeah, we got lots of stuff going on the ground today, so I'm super excited. So I do have my Greenstalk, the original planter, which is the one that can plant tomatoes and peppers. I'm not going to be planting that one today, so some of my tomatoes won't be getting planted just because I don't have everything for it. And I'm going to break this planting day into a few days. Here's my Greenstalk right now. So here's some of what I've planted. This is one of my Genovese basils. And then here is a, I can't remember what this kale is called now. It's just a curly leafed kale. And then I have some seeds of red sales lettuce. I just put those in, gosh, like a few days ago. This, I believe, is a blue curly kale. And then I have some spinach in here that's just coming alive. And this is my Hawaiian strawberry I bought at the nursery, the same one down the street. So they have already little strawberries on them. And guys, look at these beans. I started these indoors in March and I had to get them in here because I planted them in peat pots, which was not the smartest. I will not be doing that again, but I should have beans here in like a couple weeks with the weather we have. And I planted all these empty pockets with more beans. These are a purple variety of bean from Botanical Interest. They are gorgeous. These ones are definitely struggling a little bit, so I might pop them out. We'll see how they do, but so far they're doing okay. And then here's some lettuce I actually did my winter sowing, which was okay. I probably will not do lettuce in it again because they kind of struggled. And then here is a Thai basil. Just put that in here last night. And here is another Thai basil. This is the lemon gem marigold. Yeah, nothing's really ready right now. I mean, I could harvest this kale right now, but I'm going to wait a few more days. And then this is some chard. I have a few little areas where I put chard. So yeah, quite a bit can go in here. I'm really excited for this one. Here's where I'm going to plant my other Greenstalk. I just put this on top of it for now, but I have some strawberries that I dug up out of the ground. Some of them are doing really well. They actually already have flowers on them. And then this is another marigold. I know that's just such a shocker. And then I'll probably put, I don't know, something there, maybe an herb. I got some nasturtiums in the ground that I started from seed. They did so much better once I got them in the ground too. Here are some more strawberries. These are ever-bearing strawberries. We have tons of them. I started with 2 plants about like 3-4 years ago, and they just sent off so many runners. I probably need to thin them out, but this will be my last year, and then I'll start thinning them out a little bit more. Here's just a clematis that I have. I think this is a purple variety. Some more of the ever-bearing strawberries. These are 2 little cayenne pepper plants that I started from seed. You guys, these are actually from the dollar store. They're the cayenne pepper seeds that I was just there one day and they had them and I just picked them up just to try them. And we'll see how they produce, but they were very easy to grow from seed and they're doing really well. So that's kind of cool. And then here is some variegated lemon thyme. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And then here is another red night marigold. And then in all these little pockets, I have something planted. So this is all beans going all the way down. This is just a bush style bean. Here's some more Genovese basil. I plant a ton of this. This is a little bit of cold shock. They're pretty picky with weather, especially cold. So definitely basil is one of the last things to put out along with peppers. I put this out a little bit early and that's why it looks like this. So this is a nasturtium. It was looking real bad. So I just threw it in the soil real quick just to get it in here. It's actually already looking a little bit better. Has some new growth in there. And then I have a bunch of kale growing. These are my watermelon radishes, which are kind of cool. They're supposed to, some of them can get over a pound, which is massive. Okay, here's my winter sowing. I'll probably do it again with some things, but this is sage. I have so much sage now that I will never use it all, so I'll probably be giving this away. These are bachelor buttons. Once again, I have way too many of them because I also have these ones right here. And then these are red onions. Here's a yellow onion. This is parsley. Oh, here's one of my zip ties. You know, my whole garden is held together by these things. This is parsley. This is cilantro. And I just kind of threw these in here just to try them out, but I'll probably do some of these again next year. And this is green onion. So, and the rest of them, I just threw them over here. I'm gonna get rid of them today, but the rest of them I've actually already planted and they did pretty well. I planted these potatoes, gosh, like maybe a week ago, and they're already popping up, which is so great. So I actually have a video on this too. So pretty soon, once they get a little bit bigger, I'll start mounding them. I have some thyme. So these little ones right here, I actually started in the jugs and yeah, they're doing good. This is an older one in the middle. Some of it came up and some of it didn't. It just kind of struggled, so I threw some more in. This is unplanted. And then here's some sage. This one is 1 year old and I think it's going to produce plenty of sage for me. I don't use a bunch of sage, so. And I'm pretty sure this is either a cucumber or a sunflower, and I'm not sure what one it is, but it looks like it could be either of them. Here's some more parsley that my daughter has absolutely chewed down. I'm not kidding you, you guys. She comes out here and just chomps my parsley down. As you can see, she pulls all these leaves off and just eats it. It is the weirdest thing, especially because she is a little picky when it comes to eating. So, but parsley is not something she is picky about. And then here's some carrots. I'm going to go through and thin these a little bit more, but I have a few different varieties. I have like a carnival blend. And then I have the Danburg carrots too. So I think I have one more variety. I have to double check, but yeah, they're coming in really nicely. They've been in here for a little while. And then here's my radishes. These should be ready, I want to say, in a couple weeks. Yeah, especially with some of the nice weather we're having. I kind of want to get them hopefully ready in a couple weeks because I want to pull them so I can plant something here. And and this is one of my tomato trellis systems. So this is just um, two T-posts, and then we hammered those in, and we put this cattle panel, and I think this one's 9 feet. I'll be doing a little short video on that, but this one's a little bent. It was actually from my grandpa who has passed away, but it was from his old farm. My mom gave it to me, and I would say this is probably about maybe like 6 feet tall. So this will be good for some of my tomatoes because they got so tall last year. And traditional tomato cages are not enough for indeterminate tomatoes. They just overtake them. So you'll see tomato cages like over here. You'll see these ones on my, these are on my determinate varieties. And these will be perfect for that because these will grow like 2.5 to 3 feet tall. So this should be a perfect little cage for them. This is actually my daughter's garden. So she has her little butterfly over here. But yeah, she has whatever she wanted in here. Tomatoes. These are all determinate. So yeah, they won't get very big. She has her nasturtium. Oh wow, these need to be watered. I put these in yesterday. These are alyssum. And then right here, growing up her little butterfly trellis. This is so cute, you guys. Look at this. Growing up, this will be a cucumber. So yeah, we'll fill out a little bit more in here, but for now, this is what it looks like, and it's so cute. She absolutely loves gardening. Okay, so this is how I'm gonna set up my cattle panel trellis with my tomatoes. I'm gonna so these are gonna be all my interdeterminate varieties, not all of them, but some of them. And I'm spacing them about, I would say, close to 18 inches to 2 feet. And I'm just staggering them. I put 3 on one side and then I put 2 on the other side. And that I think will give them enough light and enough air circulation to grow right up this. So that's how I'm going to place those. And then on the other side, so over here, kind of in like this section, I'm probably going to put some shorter plants just because my sun comes from this direction. So I'll put some shorter plants so it doesn't block my tomatoes. So yeah, that's how I'm going to set this up. I think that will be a really good placement for these guys. And then over here is my determinate tomatoes. I'm going to put these kind of close together because they actually do pretty well close together. So I'll probably put 4 just in this little area. And then right in this spot, I'm undecided what I'm going to put here. I might do some onions. I might just kind of keep this center, no tomatoes or anything else. And actually, all my peppers are going to go in my Greenstalk. So that's why you're not seeing any peppers in this garden yet. So when you're planting your tomatoes and you have some really hot weather, like right now, we just hit the high 80s for, I would say, like the next week, which is kind of unusual for us in May to have all this really hot weather. But so what I suggest for planting your tomatoes is doing them in the afternoon once the sun goes down or is close to going down, because that way they don't get that shock from the sun unless they're really acclimated to that. But I still suggest, because planting them late at night, or not late at night, but once the sun goes down, it will just be easier on your tomatoes and they'll have less shock going into the ground. So they still usually do fine if they are planted during the day, but that's just the best time to plant them if you can get away with it. So sometimes it's hard though with schedules and time, life, everything going on, but yeah, that's just best. So now I'm going to show you how I plant my tomatoes. Okay, you guys are going to have to bear with me for these next couple clips. My audio, I somehow did not turn on, so it didn't record. Sorry, guys, I'm really not the greatest with this recording and technology in general. So I'm trying to get better, and I'm definitely learning more and more every video. But here I'm just going to show you how I prune my tomatoes. So what you want to do is you want to actually take off these bottom little limbs. And so, because we're going to plant this really deep. So tomato plants are a very different kind of plant because they have these little hairs on them that you can see if you look closely. And those hairs will actually offshoot roots if you plant them underground. So in turn, that's just going to give you a stronger, healthier tomato plant, which will produce you some more fruit. Yes, that's definitely the way to go. And tomato plants love being planted deep. They love their roots to be really buried and they love to just offshoot those roots underground. So that's what we're going to be doing here. And this is about where I take it. So you can see the little hairs right up on here, and those will just all turn into roots. And we'll get it nice and strong. So yeah, that's about where I bury it. I might take actually that one leaf off, that bottom one. I'll probably end up taking that off once I plant this, but I kind of see where I'm at too. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I plant my tomato plants. I don't know why I did that other tomato plant in the last clip because this is actually the one I'm going to be planting. The other one I'm actually going to be planting somewhere else. So, but what I do is I just clip off these bottom ones. And I could probably go up a little bit higher than this, but I don't like to go too high. And honestly, you can clip these off just with your nails. I probably could have used a clipper on that last one because I had to pull it a little hard, but it will be completely fine. You just want to make sure you don't really pull down that stem too hard because that could damage your plant and shock it just a little bit. So what I do with this exact trellis system, this is the cattle panel trellis, is I don't plant directly under it. I plant just off center of it. So maybe like 4 inches. And that's going to be perfect for tying up those branches that it's going to offshoot right up onto it. But it's also not going to be right underneath it to where it's going to have to like find its way growing up through that cattle panel. So this is just what works best for me, and it's honestly easiest. So yeah, just bury that, and I kind of pat it down just a bit just to make sure it's all filled in with soil around those roots. And yeah, guys, this is how I plant my tomato plants. Definitely nice and deep, and make sure that bottom leaf is not touching the ground. So, because you do not want it to get any diseases from splashing. Tomato plants do not like to be splashed by water. And definitely, if you can, water it from underneath. They do not like to be watered overhead. So, yep, that is how you have it. Okay, and that is it for this video. It got so hot out there. I got most of it planted in ground between the last 2 days. I still have some more left to do, but we'll just kind of do that over the course of the weekend. And I feel like I barely made a dent in those plants I showed you guys, but that's okay. I'm probably going to get my greenstalk planted maybe in the next couple days. So I'll have a video coming out on that. Yeah, so thanks guys so much for watching and have a great weekend.